And guess what? That day you come here and we are celebrating and bringing testimonies, this is what we are going to do. I will have all my 30 kilos somewhere. And I will carry them. And you will see what baggage we carry in our bodies. When you put it out and you're carrying 30 kilograms, 20 kilos, like seriously speaking, now distributing a weight in different body parts. But just imagine if you were carrying 30 kilograms on your head. You would die. It's not even possible. So we are doing this as a discipline, okay? As a discipline. Singles, your hands up. Singles. We even have a gentleman, so we can cross one couple from here. We can cross one couple from this room, okay? Singles. We want guys. Nchimanyi, you call yourself singles, but sometimes your actions say otherwise. Like you look too content. You look like you arrived. How many of us are singles but we look arrived? And how many of us want to break that? We want to be able to break that. Okay. So we are going to register, and I want Coach Fifi, I want lists to run so that someone can write their names vividly. We have those that wrote them on the group, but again, we have those that did not write, that are not yet on the group. So we want people to be able to write. What we want to be able is to tailor make daily habits that are going to get you closer to your goal. For example, kulwomukaga tukujukize hangout. Wanji? Tukujukize nti bambi teri byakwebaka. Teri byakutula waka. We will remind you to smile even to an askari. Yes. Because the askari could be having a brother somewhere. Or a cousin somewhere. Or a boss, yes. Guys, we will teach you how to put on. Wanji? You can see a single who looks like they've been married 6 times. Ngali Gafla. The single list, put your name. We want to tailor make habits, okay? And be able to remind ourselves. And this is what I said. I am going to collect singles who are gentlemen. Wanji? No, I am going to have 2. I'm going to invite them and call them and tell them, because many of them are in my DM. They are in my WhatsApp. They're like, some of them even see these videos and they're like, I saw a girl. Some of them, they post the video and they're like, that one. I even told you last time. So this is what they told me. Coach Bahati, you have so many women. You have so many women. And they are beautiful and they are nice. I'm like, but now I'm going to tell them, Mwejire. Wanji? How many of you say we should create a single session? A kamingo and greet. Yay. And then tukwe disclaimer. Ebiva wano tetwagala kumanya. Handle yourself like an adult. Wanji? And there is nothing. We also have singles who are single mothers but got out of their marriages. Okay? Or guys that got out of their marriages but they are single fathers. And they are searching. Okay? There is a single lady I met. That must have been like 2 or 3 years ago. This lady was actually a very high administrator in one of the most prominent companies in our nation. She was cruising a very nice car. She was, a person that you look at and you're like, her life is intact, okay? She was single, but she just didn't know how to search or to be searchable. Like a Bluetooth. You can be searchable. So sometimes your antennas are not up. They are not showing that I am searching. You look content. Bwafulumana n'obugatto bwe mu office, bwagenda mu motoka ye, bwatuuka mu apartment, bwatuula, bwalaba movie, bwalya popcorn, bwafuluma enkeera, kwegamba it's kind of a routine. So this is what happened. When she came to me, The first thing I looked at her while she was speaking, and she spoke and spoke and spoke and spoke, and she didn't even realize that I was not even listening to what she was speaking, but I was looking at her. Guess what? She had 10 layers of makeup on her. Now, 10 layers of makeup, clearly, so I gave her a tissue. Like, you know, Fabazade to tumble and wipes the face. So I gave her a wipe, and I told her, wipe your face. She was like, why? I was like, wipe your face. She was like, you know, my face has acne. You know, my face is problematic. It breaks out at some periods of months. I was like, clean it. So she cleaned it. And I was like, how do you feel? I was like, I feel naked. I feel like I can't move out of here. And I was like, the reason as to why no one can even approach you, you are too plastic, you are not yourself. Until you accept who you are, and then you become easy on life, no one is going to get into your life. So what I told her, I was like, no, the people that you're looking for are not very far. Maybe they're not in your office. Everyone in your office is taken, just like you say. But you're too gloomy. You don't smile. Ever since you came here, you're like my human resource manager. You're not, like, seriously. It's like I'm doing an interview and yet you came for help. Learn to smile. So I was like, you're going to go like that. And so I told her the different places to go. Now, some of you would think I told her to go happening places, bichi. Namugamba, ani ayoze moto, oyoza de moto kayo. And I wash it every after 2 days. So I was like, where do you take it? Apparently, when you have money, life gets complicated. So, sorry? Exactly. But again, you complicate other areas when things are really simple. So I told her, starting today, I'm going to be your accountability partner. You drive your own car, you go to the washing bay, and guess what? Wosange chititi ekiri awo abasajja kyebatuddeko abalala abantu kyebatuddeko tuula bwaba wakatogo tumya akatogo. And so I think she went back perplexed. I'm going to give her 20 things to do, hacks and tips. And so, let me tell you, this lady called me after 2 weeks. And this is what she told me. Hilda, I drove to the to the washing bay on Sunday. In my PJs, Sazi Jim, no makeup, my hair is flying all over. I drove. I was like, she went, packed her car. Indeed, you know, washing bays, how so sambala they can be. Found a place to sit. And while he was seated there was someone who had come to wash their car, but they had remained seated in their car while it was being washed. So this guy came for kabozi, you know people how they will want to talk about anything. Hey, hi. How are you? About her car. If you ever need to sell it, because I'm also, in that kind of business, what. So before, in her heart, she was like, the first thing was for me to close off, because I was like, I'm in my PJs. How do I even speak? How do I even? But then I remembered the words of Bahati. I was like, kanjogere. I mean, wendi. So she started. Before they know it, they've exchanged contacts. Before they know it, that very evening, the guy called her and was like, I'm really bored, but can we go have coffee? Just a coffee. Let's go to a place you recommend, have a coffee, then we go back. We go and start the week. And so she was like, bangambye sigana ngende. Do you see how it helps to have a voice of someone in your mind, so that you don't do the same old habits that you have been doing, okay? Because then you need to create new habits. So she went for coffee. Guess what? After 2 months, she called me. Ngabagenda kuchala. After 2 months. Now, I am not the kind who tell, do speed, do what. I told her, you know what? If you feel in your heart, you are really, but this guy has made it a habit that we meet every day. He even comes at my workplace. n'akola olwali n'abantu, brings me flowers, has introduced me to people. Like, he has nothing to hide. He has even called me to his family meeting as like, ojja kulinda nja kwanjula onindireko ebweru, but as in, he has not even asked for sex. He has not even, and bachala wenjogerera, they have a child. And the girl tells me, I don't know what, because I thought there's a time she thought oba maybe nze nafuna muzungu namala genda kutambula, ebizibu byabalina sente nze nja kumala genda kutambula, mu Uganda kirabika. Let me tell you, abasajja tebaggwangayo. Please, the lists should keep going round. We should be able, so we talked about mastering your time. She has a club called 5 a.m. Club. They were reading that book 5 a.m. I think you've gone on to even read others and encourage others. Let me tell you, waking up early is one of the wonders of this world. If you ever want to get ahead in life, the best time your mind is active is in the morning. The moment watandika kulia kelele yensi, pibi ate amukonye neda, don't scratch me, don't do what, manya creativity emazo genda. Because have you ever wanted to think about something not afuna bude bulowooza buli kaseera either waliwo akukubira oba customers ze oba there is something you need to sort, your mind gets occupied the whole day. When you go back, you are too tired, you want to sleep. Kati mbuulira olirowooza ddi ku bintu ebikutwala mu maaso. If you can't make your time and say, my alarm goes at 5 or it goes at 6 and I wake up and I do the things that I need to do. Number one is not to go around the house and, no, not to quarrel with the world. Take that time as very sacred for yourself. If you're the prayerful person, you can pray. If you're the thinking person, you can, write things in your journal, in your notebook, and write the things that you'd want to achieve. If it's one business, I told you, out of that one business, you can actually create multiple streams. Okay? If you don't wake up early before anyone else and be able to take that time to meditate, to think, to pray, and to put things into action. People just don't think about multi-millionaire businesses. Anyhow, no, they take time to sit and think. Okay? So I want you to be able to take that time and be able to do that. I talked about mentors, and I'm not going to talk about those anymore, but I want us to be people that are growing. Number 8 or 9, fast implementers. When you hear something, don't say, we procrastinate a lot. We push things into the future. You're like, and then we commit it to memory. But guess what? Our hard drives are full. How many of you agree with me that your hard drive is full? Your brain is full. And it's filled with so many things. Things that didn't happen, things that went wrong, okweraliikirira, uncertainty, olusi bwe tuzaala abaana nabo, they take the majority part of the hard disk. Kubanga your heart is literally moving outside of your body. So you have to worry where they are, what they eat, what their future will look like. You have to worry about your own future. Do you see how your hard drive is filling up? If you have a spouse, you have to also worry about them. There are so many things. Okay? So if you do not take care of yourself, self-care and self-love is not going to Serena and snapping on your phone. No. Self-care is as good as saying, you know what, today I am staying in bed, I am sleeping a little longer. Self-care is saying I will wake up very early in the morning and I'm going to work out a plan for my life. When do I want to retire? How much money should I have on my bank account? Let me tell you, this generation is so bad that we can't count on our children to take care of us. We can't. We are actually the ones that are maintaining our children. So woe unto you if you say, nange nakula nenda biri abazadde bange, ojja kula ononye gwokubira essimu nga tewali. Nga bonna ensi ebatutte, nga basaasaanye. Nga buli omu alina emitawaana gye. Kakati ate nga be bakomawo nga maama ebintu biri bubi. Daddy ebintu biri bubi. That means as you plan, you have to plan for them. So you do not have that luxury, okay? If you don't want to do it for yourself, at least do it for your children. Okay? that this is when I will retire, this is the much money my children will be in this kind of classes, but they will need more fees to go on even after I retire. Or if they are done with school, they will need to invest, they will need to do this, and I will need to eat. And let me tell you, obukadde buli expensive. That's the truth. Buli expensive. Oyagala okulya akantu akagonda, oyagala okwebaka kawagonda, bw'olwala oyagala ogendeko ku physiotherapy bagololemu ku kugulu bulungi mpola mpola, naye akukwata ku kugulu akusaba kakadde wangi. So eno sukali, eno pressure, eno naye ate eno bw'obigema eno n'okola exercise n'olya bulungi n'obeera very intentional, then it really helps. If you're going to be a multimillionaire, or if you're going to make it in life or be successful, the other thing, you have to marry well. The choice of a partner is the biggest resource. If you're a successful woman, your choices are just two. You either have a supportive partner or you don't have a partner at all. Wanji? Because if you have someone who pulls you down, chances are you will never make it. Not in this world. Okay? Not in this world. And I want to quickly read some of the things that I wrote here, that things I wish I knew back then that I know now, but the things that I knew. And one of them is that your choice of a relationship partner is one of the main resources of your success, or failure, or misery, or worry. Okay? So it's very, don't rush into anything. Don't search out of frustration or disappointment. Get a partner that you know will be able to be supportive, love you, and be there for you. Okay? I'll just read number one. The family, flowers, walks in the woods, and bringing more happiness, and watching the world grow and change around you. Those things bring a lot of happiness, because I was just writing down the things that I wish I knew, that happiness does not come from tangible things like cars and stuff like that, but it comes from just around us, families, and just the normal things, the natural things. Okay, your children, just watching your children become happy also makes you happy. Even when we want the money, we cannot neglect the things that are in our lives to run after the money, but let's take care of the things that are in our lives while we also move towards the money, which is the honey anyway. Okay? Hey, the money and the honey. Okay, so be fast implementers. I think we stopped at that. Make sure that you implement, and implement. Action. If you want to start gym, don't say, I will start gym. Wake up and go. Okay? If you want to write something, if you want to, do something. If you want, some of you are in the mentorship to become coaches. Some of you that want to be people helpers, I told you to come to my WhatsApp and tell me so that we can talk about it. Because in this generation, it's not about sitting in the office. I told you your job is not going to make you a millionaire. But again, your passion can. Okay? But how can your passion do? If Hajat, if you started Twitter Spaces, do you know there's so many people who would know you for what you're doing just by being on Twitter Spaces and saying, today we're going to talk about addiction in children. Today we're going to talk about parenting, best hacks in parenting and best tips in parenting. How many people are going to log on and listen to you? Okay? And amongst the people that are going to listen to you, those people are going to follow you up in your DM if you read your number, and they're going to book sessions with you. Or they're going to invite you to their schools for a speaking engagement. Okay? Because my last point in becoming a self-made millionaire is having the streams of income, not just having one thing.